Hey folks, Propfe and Dale here, and I'm so excited. I've got a great unboxing video for you. It's Ace Frehley's Origins 2. Nope. Got an email the other day. Vinyl's been hung up. I ain't got it. But it does give me a chance to get into Chris Propfe's contest, which I've been meaning to do. I've been watching his channel, just down to earth dude, showing records. It's awesome. And so I'm glad to try to get in under the gun. If I seem a little out of it, it's because I didn't sleep hardly at all last night. And I've been up and got my shoulder worked on at the physical therapist, and now I'm just trying to stay awake till we get back around the time to go to sleep tonight, so I don't wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So if I'm a little bit of an oddball today, you'll have to forgive me. So yeah, what's new, right? All right, so we're gonna jump into the questions that Chris has asked us to answer. And so the first question is the first album and the last album in our collection. Well, for me, it kicks off. I keep my my first several cubes are kind of new albums and represses, and then the rest are like stuff that I get at thrift. I keep the thrift stuff like dollar records and stuff like that separate. So the first album, Aerosmith Greatest Hits. This is on white vinyl. I picked this up last year, Black Friday. And I was walking through Walmart, and they had this display that said that the records here were half off or something of that nature. I can't remember now. So this was there, and I really have not had much opportunity to get Aerosmith on vinyl, so I grabbed it. I got a couple others that night too, but so this is the first one in the first cube. Then at the end of my collection are kind of the oddball albums. So the last album in my collection is this, In the Huddle. This is some kind of weird album where they have football players talking on a record. So this says, featuring soundtracks from actual games and exclusive interviews with these all-time great quarterbacks of the National Football League. And hey, look, Value Vinyl Steve, it's the Lions, and they're actually creaming a Packers player. But you haven't seen that too often, have you? So, but now they didn't bother to interview any Lions players. They got Bart Starr, Packers, Johnny Unitas of the Colts, Charlie Johnson of the Cardinals, Norm Van Brocklin of the Eagles, Frank Ryan, Cleveland Browns, Wyatt Tittle, Giants, Bobby Lane, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Fran Tarkington, Minnesota Vikings. Didn't Bobby Lane play with the Lions? I don't know. Anyway, cool album. Kind of definitely something for my oddball section. Okay. Show an album with mostly blue in the cover. And my first impulse was to grab Deliverance, Weapons of Our Warfare, but then, how many times have I shown that album? So I decided to go with Paul Clark. Come into His Presence. This is Songs from the Savior, Volume 3. Paul Clark is kind of a I was about to say singer-songwriter, but he plays with a band quite often, uh, at least back in these days. What made me think about this, besides it obviously being a very blue album cover, is that Paul, besides being a great uh, being a great songwriter, one of his buddies was Phil Keaggy back in the day. And Phil Keaggy, of course, being the lead guitarist formerly of Glass Heart before he went out on his own. And in my opinion, one of the best guitarists ever. So this was the album I thought of, was Paul Clark and Friends, Coming to His Presence. All right. Led Zeppelin or Deep Purple? Well, growing up, I was more into Kiss growing up, and then I'm just now really coming around to Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple. So which one do I pick? I like them both. From what I've heard, I like them both a lot. But so we'll make two little factors make my choice. One, it did take me a while to warm up to Robert Plant's voice. I didn't really like it when I first started hearing it. Second, all right, let's take my favorite songs from each band. For Led Zeppelin, that would be Nobody's Fault But Mine. For Deep Purple, that would be Space Truckin', which Ace just covered. And I'm going with Space Truckin'. So there you have it. I'm going to go Deep Purple right now, but that could change as I get deeper into the bands. So, yeah, Deep Purple. Show us your speakers. All right. I'm not going to move this camera, so I'm going to put a picture of one of them right here. I've got one directly behind me and one directly in front of me. They are Technics A51 speakers. I got them for about $70. I've got the case on one that I kind of need to figure out how to fix, and because the wood's kind of messed up, and yeah, so there, yeah, Technics A51. All right, 2 albums on my want list. Let's kick off with the top of my Holy Grail list. And for anybody who's a regular on this channel, they would already know my favorite musical artist and the guy that I think's the greatest singer to ever walk the planet is, of course, Russ Taff. Taff is a 3-time inductee into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame. He's won like somewhere like 17, 18 Dove Awards, which is kind of the Christian equivalent of the Grammy. And he's won about 6 Grammys. And so Russ is my favorite. And there's one album that I've got, or that I need to complete my Russ Taff collection. And so Russ's history, everybody knows he joined the Imperials, a Christian vocal group that had ties back to Elvis. And when they got him, they blew up. I mean, they got Michael O'Mardian producing for them, and they had some huge albums. But before he got his big break with the Imperials, he had a band called Sounds of Joy, of which they put out, to the best of my knowledge, 3 albums. There better be only 3, because at one point I thought there were 2, and I thought I had both of them. And then somebody said, oh, there's a 3rd album called Sharon. I'm like, oh, great. So now I've got another one to chase. And but it puzzled me at first, because when he told me about it, and I found the picture of the cover, I thought, well, Russ isn't even on the cover of it. He was on this album. So I posed the question, and was actually texting with Russ's wife, Tori Taff, and she told me that Russ was still with Sounds of Joy when they recorded the album Sharon, but he was leaving before the album was completed. So with his blessing, they put the picture with their new lead singer on the cover. So that's why Russ is in the credits, but he's not on the cover of the That Sounds of Joy album. So that is the biggest grail out there, and I don't know how hard that's going to be to find. I've never seen it for sale anywhere, and even then I got it listed on Discogs. So, and I check eBay all the time. I don't know how I'm going to get that album. Anyway, so that's number 1. A second album, I was thinking there's so many, but I think Second Coming by Stryper. I've got it on CD, but I think it would sound awesome on vinyl, and I would love to have a copy of it on vinyl, but I don't think I'll ever will, because I think the prices will always be too high. Unless I stumble across it for what I want it for, I'm probably never going to pay that much for Stryper Second Coming. All right. Last question. Lesser known album by a well-known artist. And at first, I really wasn't sure what I was going to show. Then it just hit me. This is Echoes of an Era. And this is a jazz album. And if you look right up here, the vocalist on this album is Chaka Khan. And so to have a jazz album with Chaka Khan singing lead vocals, man, that's awesome. And how about the guys she's got playing with her? Freddie Hubbard, Joe Henderson, Chick Corea, Stanley Clarke, and Lenny White. I'm telling you, that's quite a lineup. There they are. There's a picture. Yeah, so that's my answer for a lesser known album by a well-known artist. Echoes of an Era featuring Chaka Khan singing jazz. Very awesome. Anyway, there are the answers to those questions. I am going to go ahead and close out so I can go edit and then go to bed. Man, I am so tired. So, have a great weekend, folks. And hope you're doing well. And come by and visit sometime soon. In the meantime, peace.